done. So the truck is full. We loaded that right away with the stuff that we had split from yesterday that we threw off to the side. And that filled up the truck. Actually, it was more than what the truck could hold, and we put some of it into the trailer. And then we processed dry logs only into here, and we filled the trailer up. So there's 4 face cords, a full cord and a third in there, and a third of a cord in the truck. So that makes 5 face cords, or a full cord and 2/3. I just sharpened up the chain, and I took the rakers down. I haven't done that in a while, and it's getting soupy here, and it's supposed to get today the high, see, it's just water, not that that's bad, but the high today is 55, and right now it's about 57, so I'm getting hot. So we just kept picking away. We processed a whole bunch of little stuff that was over there. Eric picked through the pile here, and we did move the processor from over here where it was yesterday, and then we put it over here. And then tomorrow I'm going to go first thing in the morning. I'm staying here tonight. So first thing in the morning, I'm going to be taking the load of wood and the truck full. I'm gonna take it and dump it because it's supposed to freeze tonight. And if I take it back tonight, it'll be just soupy and muddy and greasy, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to tear it all up. So I'm gonna do that first thing in the morning. Then I'm gonna come back here. And then tomorrow, we haven't decided yet if we're gonna process more wood, because we could keep going on all this big stuff, which is gonna be wet, and we can just put it into piles like these cones like we got here. And we'd process it probably up over here where it's a little drier. We'd move the processor because it's a little wet here. The good thing is this is sandy, gravelly ground here. Not much grows here other than pine trees and some oaks. So it's a very well drained area. So any water that's here, once the frost goes out and it thaws, all the water will be gone. So we might do that, or tomorrow we might, when I come back, I might bring the little trailer and the wolf ridge, and we might cut with the chainsaw and split this stuff. Now this is oversized and some crooked stuff here. This is red oak that we cut back in the woods over there. And so this is stuff we don't want to go through the processor. Obviously you can see by the size of it here, some big stuff. So we cut all this up by hand, and there's probably 1.5 cords right here of red oak. And then this is the ash, and I'll take that. Eric will take this for his wood boiler. So we'll do that in a separate load. And then this I will take, this is all ash. I'm gonna take this because I can sell this. And it's probably a full cord right here. And then this is white oak, and I'm gonna be taking that also because the white oak I can use. And that's nice straight pieces. So we'll process that probably and put it right into the little trailer or something like that. And Eric right now is over here clearing brush. He's opening up some areas. He's been pushing brush off because the ground is froze. So he's able to clip off all of this. Ooh, slippery your neck here. He's clipping off all of this nasty, thorny stuff, and you can see there he's clearing it out. It's the best time of year to do it when the ground is still froze, so he's beating his tractor up pretty good. I told him to put the bucket on my tractor. He'd have twice as much power in the chains and the weight, but he didn't want to abuse my tractor, I guess, so he's just opening this up, because what we're going to do is we're going to go back here. I'll show you. I think he enjoys doing that. So the bad thing is his back blade keeps getting caught on brush. I said, well, put the bucket on my tractor. He's like, that's okay. So anyway, we'll open this up because he wants to do a little food plot right here. And then back here, I'll show you the trees we're going to be cutting down. There's a whole bunch of popples or aspen. And so he's going to kind of open all this up. This is all that picky stuff he's been cutting, pushing down. So we're gonna cut down a lot of these, because I'll show you there's some big mature ones in here that are starting to rot, and once they start rotting, they're dead. So got a couple here that are leaning, some popple trees, and he punched a hole through here because this is that, we don't know what it is. I think we call it green ash, but it's got like, it's very thorny. So it's kind of like barbed wire. It's got all these little bitty spikes. You go through it, it's just like waiting, and trying to walk through here is almost impossible without ripping your face up. So we're gonna keep punching a hole so we can get to these aspen trees, because these are all mature here, and there's a lot of wood there, and some people would turn their nose up and say popple, but yeah, it's wood, it'll burn. You can see there, that one's rotten. It's got woodpecker holes in it, so that's just about dead, and the next one is too. And then these over here are probably about as big as they're gonna get. What's funny is when I was a kid, these were little bitty trees. So they're pretty much mature at this size. I mean, they could get bigger, but we're gonna cut these down and open all this up, all this through here. We're gonna leave the pines. We'll probably leave the little cherry trees. There were some little cherry trees we saw in here. We'll probably ribbon those and not take those down. But walking through this stuff, it just grabs onto you and it's terrible. Go across your face and it rips you open, so it's nasty. We're gonna try to get rid of a lot of this. Basically, we wanna beautify the property because someday this will be sold, someday. And the nicer we can make it look, so it's more park-like, the better. And people wanna be able to see, so it's, you know, the open kind of woods like that with mature trees. And we're gonna take down some of this little stuff. And here comes Eric, he's punching another hole through there. But like, these are real nice big mature trees, and there's like, each tree's probably got at least a half a cord in some of these bigger ones. We'll probably cut down this dead pine here, this dead white pine. We'll cut that down because we want to put a road through here, and he's going to punch a road right through here. And we're going to cut down some of the stumps. And you can see some stumps in here where I cut down popple trees like, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. I cut these popple trees down. You can see the stumps in here, so I'll cut those off level. And we're gonna punch a hole. There's another road over there. We're gonna open all this up and we'll be able to get at these trees. And then we'll leave, obviously, the white pines we'll leave, and we'll leave the, like the cherry trees, like right here. This is a cherry tree right here, a real young cherry tree. And that's a tree that's a cherry tree. As you can see, the rough bark that's starting to grow, and then these two are little cherry trees. So we'll try to go around these. And then there's the fence lines over there where you see the oaks through the woods. There's some dead oaks in there we're gonna take out, but there's a lot of work to do here yet. We're just gonna keep working on the property and make it look pretty. It's the whole idea, because it's kind of been neglected now for at least 10-15 years where nothing's really been done and everything just keeps growing up. So this is what we want it to look like, you know, park-like. So if this is ever sold, which it will be someday, and it'll probably be a subdivision or something like that, it looks nice right away. So kind of opening it up, getting rid of all the nasty crap. So anyway, that's all I got for today. Mr. Destructo is just gonna keep going, and I'm gonna head out and take care of some business. See you tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. Good night, Irene.